All right, so we're going to be looking at 8.4 today. 8.1, 2, and 3 has been relatively easy. We've talked about halves, thirds, fourths, sixths, eighths, and we know they're all part of an entire whole, okay? So we're talking about still fractions of a whole, okay? Fractions of a whole. We know we have the numerator, which is the top number. We know we have the denominator, which is the bottom number. Numerator, north. North is always up. Denominator, D. D stands for down. That's a quick way to remember that. Let me get this ready. So let's get right into it. So the first pizzeria in America opened in New York in 1905. The pizza recipe came from Italy. Look at Italy's flag. What fraction of the flag is not red? So we got to think. What fraction is not red? We know a fraction can name more than one equal part of a whole. So this, we know 1 as a unit fraction. It can name more than one. Fractions can have any number on top as long as it's less than the denominator. As of right now, when you get older, you'll learn a little bit different. So the flag we know is divided into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. Well, it says how many is not red. Well, this isn't red, so 1. This isn't red, so 2, but this is. So 2 out of the 3 parts are not red. So that's called 2/3. 2/3 or 2 parts out of 3 equal parts. So we could say 2/3 of the flag is not red. Now, if we did 3/3, like it's telling us right here, 3/3 it actually equals 1. Because if I use 3 parts of this flag that only has 3 parts, I'm actually using the entire flag. Okay? So if you had 5/5, guess what? That equals 1. If you had 100/100, if you use 100 parts out of 100 pieces, you use the whole thing. A whole is 1. So the numerator tells us how many parts are being counted. We know this. The denominator tells us how many equal parts are there, how many is in it total. So it says you can count equal parts such as 6 to make a whole. We have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. And we see the 6/6 makes an entire rectangle. You have all 6 pieces to the 6-part puzzle. That's how I look at it. Here's the puzzle. You need 5 more pieces to complete it, and we got it. So 6 out of 6. We know this also equals 1. Okay? Oh, it even tells us right here. Keep going down. So write the missing word or number to name the shaded parts. So we have 1, 2. How many are not shaded? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/6. Write the missing word or number. Oh, okay. This one wants the shaded part. So 1, 2, 2/6, or 2/6. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's this? 5/8. Here we have 1, 2. There's 2 parts shaded out of 3, so it's 2/3. Lastly, the entire thing is shaded, which gives us all 6 pieces or 1. 6/6 or 1 whole. Both of these answers work. You could say, oh, I have 6/6, or you could just say, I have 1 whole. 6/6 or 1 whole. Next one. Shade 2 parts out of 8 equal parts. Write a fraction or word that in numbers that names. So it wants us to shade 2 parts, which only means 2 pieces. So I'd shade this part, which is 1 out of 8 pieces, and I'd shade this part, which is 2 out of 8 pieces, or we would say 2/8 or 2 over 8. 2/8. That's simple. That's the how many we counted. That's the amount total. Sometimes you guys are getting confused and putting 6 on the bottom because that's what's left, but you have to include what you use. Everything has to be included. Down here, it says write a fraction that names each part, write a fraction in words and numbers, and to name the shaded part. So we know each part is 1, 2, 3, 4. Each part is 4. We know of those 4, 2/4 is shaded. And we write that as a fraction. It's 2 over 4. Here, each part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know 3/6 are shaded, or 3 over 6. Here, we know each part is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 3/4 that is shaded. So it's going to be 3 over 4. This one on our own. It says, write the name of the fraction. So each part is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each part is 8. We know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7/8 is shaded, or 7 over 8. Each part is 3. We know 2/3 is shaded, so it's going to be 2 over 3. Here, each part is 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/6 that is shaded, so it's going to be 4 over 6. 4/6. All right. Now, here it wants us to shade 6 out of 8. So shade the fraction circle to model the fraction. 6 out of 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to make sure I'm right, 7, 8. That's right. So 6 out of 8, 6/8 is shaded. This one wants 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. 3/4. 3 out of 4. Last one, this one's 3 out of 3. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 out of 3, which also equals 1, because we used the whole thing. We used one whole thing. Next one. A flag is divided into 4 equal sections. One section is white. What fraction of the flag is not a white? So we know that it has 4 equal pieces. So that's going to be our denominator, our bottom number. So if the flag is divided into 4 equal sections, so 2, 3, 4, and one section is white, W for white, there's 1, 2, 3 out of 4 that is not white. 3 out of 4 that is not white. The next one. A garden has 6 sections. 2 sections are planted with tomatoes. Which fraction represents the part of the garden without tomatoes. So here's my garden. We know it's in 6 sections, so that's going to be 6 right here because that's 6 total parts. Here's my garden. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's say that's equal. 2 sections are planted with tomatoes. So tomato, tomato. How many are not with tomatoes? Well, it's simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6 without tomatoes. 4/6 without tomatoes. The next one. Jane is making a memory quilt from some of her old favorite clothes that are too small. She will use t-shirts for the shaded squares in the pattern. What names the part of the quilt that will be made out of t-shirts? So it says she's using t-shirts for the shaded squares. So what part of the quilt that will be made of t-shirts? Well, we're going to have to look at the shaded squares. So first off, let's find our denominator. Let's find our bottom number to tell us how many we're working with. And that's how many we have total. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 total parts. And we're using the shaded squares for t-shirts, and that's what they want to know. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4/8 will be made, or 4/8 made from t-shirts. And for those of you guys who've been here, we know 4/8, 4 is half of 8. So fun fact, 4/8 is also equal to 1/2. So half of the blanket. And if you look, if I can move that one up, it's going to be half of this whole entire shape. If you guys can see that. So 4/8 made from t-shirts. The next one. Miss Ormond ordered pizza. Each pizza has 8 equal slices. What fraction of the pepperoni pizza was eaten? What fraction of the cheese pizza was left? So we want to know what fraction of the pepperoni pizza was eaten. So let's find that first. Where's pepperoni? Pepperoni had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I can do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it had 8 pieces. How many were eaten? Well, we got to look at that now. How many is missing? 2. So 2 out of 8 pieces of pepperoni. I'm going to put of pepperoni, and you spell it right here, comma, and let's look at the cheese. And this wants to know what fraction of cheese is left, not what was eaten. So we know it's cut into 8 slices because they're all cut into 8 equal slices. It says it right here. Well, how many is left? 1, 2, 3. So 2 out of the 8 pieces of pepperoni were eaten, and 3 out of the 8 pieces of cheese were left. So if you look at it, what was the most popular? Well, it was the one that was eaten the most, and that is cheese because it has the less pieces. Pepperoni was the least favorite. It says use the picture to write a problem. We're not going to do that one. Too much room. You guys don't have enough. But we could say, what fraction of the veggie pizza is left? And you would look. There's 8 pieces, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So 5 out of 8. 5/8. Number 16. It says Kate says that 2/4 of the rectangle is shaded. Describe her error. So she's saying 2 out of 4 is shaded. Where'd she go wrong? She thinks, what some of you still do, she thinks 2 and there's 4 left over. So what's her error? She did not use the whole. So Kate did not use the entire whole. Kate did not use the entire whole. She used what was left. She took 2 pieces and used what was left. When really it's 2/6. 2/6 is the fraction. Not 2/4. Okay. The last one. It says select a numerator and denominator for the fraction that names the shaded part. So let's do the denominator first. That's what I like to do. How many parts do we have total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is going to be 5/8, 5/8. All right. If you need to pause right here and get that. The last one, or this page. So, okay. It says each part, we were doing like 6 earlier. This makes sense. So each part is, use the unit fraction, which is 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1/8. And we know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is shaded. So it's going to be 5/8. So let's go back up here real quick. I knew it was wanting a unit fraction. I don't know why I didn't do it. So like each part here would be 1/8. Each part here would be 1/3. Each part here would be 1/6. A part of it is the unit fraction. Okay. That's my fault. Same thing here. Each part here would be 1/4, 1/6, and you can even just put 1 over that. You know, put a 1 above all these. 1/4, 1/6, 1/4, 1/8, 1/3, 1/6. You put a 1 over top of it, that makes sense. So I did that one for you. You guys definitely can do the rest. You guys can definitely do 7, and the back should be pretty easy. Other than that, guys, have a good and safe weekend.